Welcome back, co-spoilers. Here we are again with another episode as we dive into the world of movies. Oh wait, here's a glimpse.
Who's the guy in the closet? There's an accident, right?
Are you ready to jump on this movie and enjoy the things that doesn't matter? The Final Boy Scout opens with a grouping of such sudden and unforeseen viciousness that the gathering of people is shocked into uneasy quiet. The motion picture never looks back. Maybe impelled by the assurance of its star, Bruce Willis. To delete the box office revile of Hudson Hawk, this film panders with such assurance to the base instinctual of the activity swarm that it'll, I am beyond any doubt, be a colossal hit. It was delivered by Joel Silver, who has made viciousness toward ladies a key component in his movies. And cheerfully grows its skylines to savagery toward children, giving the Willis character with a foul-mouthed 13-year-old girl who is pulled around by awful folks with a weapon pointed at her sanctuary. The film is evaluated R, demonstrating that viciousness alone cannot win the NC-17 rating. It is a few kind of a tribute to Tony Scott, who coordinated the film, and particularly to Shane Dark and Greg Hicks, who composed the screenplay. That this fabric survives its possessed total negativity and by one means or another really works. Observing it, I felt like a few weather-beaten blameless from an prior, less difficult time. My dislike was unessential. This movie is long haul. It except the normal gathering of people presently has no benchmarks but those of the horde. The as it were steady subject of the film is its scorn of ladies. The two heroes, Willis and Damon Wayans, have a spouse and a sweetheart, separately, who deceive on them, the spouse with Willis's best companion, the sweetheart by undermining herself. Both men are at domestic in this screenplay, which despises ladies with a specific violence. The verbal savagery starts by calling them bitches and prostitutes and more regrettable. Over and over once more, and the message is that a man can as it were truly believe another man. The conclusion of the motion picture is impossible to miss within the way it demands on this. The saint, accommodated with his cheating spouse, grasps her and whispers detestable obscenities into her ear. We are planning to peruse them as delicate. At that point he walks off affectionately with his buddy. I am a correspondent. I must report not as it were the film's eagerness to debase ladies and children. I must too report the film's smooth, intelligent polished skill. As I said some time recently, this film works. In spite of any complaint I may have felt. It plays well within gathering of people, in spite of the fact that a few of the individuals around me appeared exasperates by an expanded scene in which Willis and his child revile each other. The movie includes a part of chuckles, its activity arrangements are exciting. Its shocks are startling, and it appears a genuine resourcefulness within the ways by which it gets Willis into, and out of, inconvenience. The plot includes Willis as an ex-secret benefit specialist. He once ceased a few bullets expecting for Jimmy Carter, who is presently a flea-bitten private eye. He's contracted to secure a stripper, Halle Berry, who is getting dangers, and after she is trapped, Willis starts an uneasy association with her boyfriend, a disrespected NFL star, Wayans, who was booted out of the alliance for betting. The plot leads to greater diversion, all the way up to a degenerate group proprietor, respectable Willingham, who needs to purchase lawmakers and legalize betting on professional football. Willingham is encompassed by sleazy and corrupted partners in crime. Taylor Negron is wonderfully contemptible as the most noticeably awful of them, and there's a plot including tall explosives, kidnappings, high-tech chases, long minutes went through on the brink of passing, realistic beatings, and the association of the young child within the most savage of the savagery, to flavor it with a novel edge. The initial screenplay for The Final Boy Scout set a record for its buy cost, that was likely since of the humor of the locker room exchange. Since the plot itself might have been revamped out of the Lethal Weapon motion pictures by any film school grad. Another angle of buddy cop motion pictures that things is, well, the buddy cop portion. Indeed, on the off chance that Hellenbeck and Dix in fact aren't cops. They fair perform together the obligations you'd regularly anticipate cops to perform, compellingly inquiring questions, appropriated dishing out dangers, bringing equity to the oppressed, etc. Portion of the point of observing the final Boy Scout is observing two impossible companions turning into reference points of profound quality and equity. I don't know what it is, almost blooming male companionship that's so watchable. It makes individuals, counting yours really, feel like major issues have been overcome when two men put their sense of self aside to work on something more prominent than themselves. They never really put their egos aside since they keep going back and forward. But it things since they draw a line between their self-image and what is ethically right. It makes your feeling that anybody can do it. Or not. Maybe it's since this sort of thing never ever happens in genuine life. Individuals who are work-fixated exterior of motion picture were at that point, and still presently, seen to be sad, status-fixated washouts on the off chance that they aren't celebrities. In a way, the final Boy Scout represents an inconsistency of Hollywood motion pictures. It makes individuals we either don't truly need to be or shouldn't be tempting for a well-framed 2 hours period. Tony Scott and Shane Dark are fair more straightforward, approximately their heroes not being genuine individuals. I enjoyed the final Boy Scout, but I didn't think it qualified as a cult classic. It's a solid buddy cop movie that's exceptionally much of its period, which appears advancement in narrating, but that's kind of it. It's more or less paint by numbers after that. Individuals keep in mind it compassionate since it's portion of a convention of superior composed motion pictures that emphasized character advancement over obligatory set pieces like shootouts or car chases. It's worth a observe, but it's not a classic. Take The Taking After Fixings, a $1 million script from Deadly Weapon screenwriter Shane Dark, the wisecracking gifts of Bruce Willis, a plot that takes moment put to the activity, and sufficient bullets through heads, punch-ups and detonating cars to fill 3 motion pictures. And what you conclusion up with could be a concoction by the title of The Final Boy Scout, which has as of now demonstrated a shock hit within the US, particularly considering the execution of both Willis's, Hudson Cell, and Chief Tony Scott's, Days of Thunder, Exact Retribution, Past Trips. What small plot there centers around ex-secret agent turned private-eyed Joe Hallenbeck, Willis, who takes a case securing an outlandish artist named Corey, as it were to see her shot to pieces in a Gangland-style hit. Saddled with Corey's boyfriend, ex-football player Jimmy Dix, Wayans, as a sidekick, the two start to examine her passing, driving them to find debasement within the world of football and legislative issues. It's exceptionally comparable to Shane Black's past scripts. But the activity and the quick and clever one-liners nearly make the film a 5-star, must-see motion picture within the vein of Deadly Weapon and Pass on Difficult. Wayans and particularly Willis expertly conveying the lines indeed within the most unpromising circumstances, indeed when he finds his best companion has been unsettling the sheets with his spouse, he oversees a comeback with, "So, Mike, you fair slipped on the floor and incidentally put your dick in my spouse?" The ladies do not come off as well, with Dix appearing small regret for his late sweetheart, Hallenbeck's girl depicted as a foul-mouthed young person, and the as it were other female cast individuals being strippers. But usually a motion picture for the boys who like observing men being genuine men, reviling, shooting and battling, and anybody who likes this kind of wham-bam excitement will certainly get more than their money's worth.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our future adventures. We appreciate all the likes, comments, and support you've given us. It's because of viewers like you that we're able to keep creating great content. So stay tuned for more exciting videos coming your way. Remember, you're the reason we do what we do. Take care, stay awesome, and keep spreading the positivity. See you soon.